Hey everybody, welcome back to Double D Vintage Baseball Cards. My name is Dylan. I got a really fun one for you guys. I just got back from Disneyland. I took my nephew, let me show that way. Me and my wife took my nephew, took him out of school for the week, took him to Disneyland, just a spur of the moment trip. That's how we do it because I have clients and my wife has her business. So if we can just jettison out really fast, that's how we do our vacations. Planning things just doesn't work for our life. With swells coming in and waves. So, with all that said, I got some really cool cards that came in, and I got some really fun stories. And we had like the greatest time ever with my nephew Bruce. And it so happened, get right into it. Well, first off, I buy a mug every time I go to Disneyland, and I found this one just like boom, that hit the spot. I was like, I always go shopping for a mug. Every time I'm at Disneyland, like Pepino Man buys a pin. I don't go to Disneyland very often, obviously, because it's a long way away. But I buy a mug. So this is my second mug from Disneyland, and it just hit the spot. So while we were there, we stopped at my old baseball card shop, Baseball Cards Plus in Huntington Beach. And my nephew, Bruce, we spent like 2 hours in there. We could have spent all day, but we had to do a couple things because we only had one free day. We literally flew in, went to Disneyland all day long, had one free day, and then we flew back the next day. He picked up a Freddie Freeman autograph. Incredible card, like just an awesome card with some pieces of his bat on the card. 2013. I talked him, I had him point out cards he wanted, and he shared them with me, and then we talked about it. But I let him do the wheeling and dealing, and how he ended up with a Freddie Freeman autograph like 2 days or a day before Freddie Freeman hit that grand slam. It was the most incredible moment when Freddie hit the World Series Grand Slam. Like, I wasn't there with Bruce, but he was with my mother-in-law, and me and my wife were watching it at our house, and they were watching it together over at my mother-in-law's house, and we were texting, calling each other, freaking out. And then he just goes on to have like this insane series so far. It's just the coolest pickup ever with the story now, and that card's gonna stay with us forever. And I just think it's so awesome how cards brought us together like that. I picked up a card over there, only one. That's where I fell in love with vintage, was at Baseball Cards Plus. But I got one card. I just couldn't find anything that was dead centered, but I did find this 1969 Topps Decals Frank Robinson card, which, it just hit the spot. And I didn't, for centering wise, it's like these are kind of all over the place, and it just looked beautiful. And he wanted 50 or 40, and I offered 30, and I got it for 30. Now, yeah, I definitely could probably find this card ungraded for like $10, or graded, probably cost me around the same on eBay, probably $20. But I wanted a card from that day, and there was nothing else that really fit my eye except for this one. So, overpaying by a few bucks for the experience, absolutely, because I had to go home with a card. Something else I wanted to share, and then I wanted to shout out Shane, Shoebox Legends. Had this for a while, and every time I go to Disneyland, I put this on my desk. And just when I want to think about Disneyland, it's just awesome. And at the bottom of this sick mug is the castle. So after I get done drinking, literally there's a picture of the castle at the end of this. And it was so funny because Bruce was with us, and he's like, let's go mug shopping. Uncle wants to go mug shopping. It's all I wanted to do was go mug shopping. So every time we got off our ride, we'd go in the stores. And finally, when I found that, it just went bing, Donald Duck, my favorite character of all time. All right, so let me show you guys. So every year, I talk about this a lot. Every year, I buy a rookie card of a player. Forever, way before YouTube, anything like that. Every year, I buy some rookie card just to be involved in the in the sport for the year, another guy to root for. I don't go and collect all their cards or anything. One year I bought a million Shohei Otanis. I bought cards all the way along. So I'm going to show you guys 4 cards. Out of all 4 of these cards, that probably 3 of them definitely went down in value. One is one that I just picked up for this coming year. That's not really the point. I don't spend a lot of money on these cards. I just like to have one and be involved. The first one I'm going to share is Darren Erstad from 1995 Top Prospects. Like, this SP die cut, I've had this card forever. This is one I bought back then. I have no idea what I spent on this. But my guess is probably in the $20 to $25 range. But I'm never going to sell this card. And I'm sure it's probably worth like $8. You know, that's not the point. It's like every year to be involved in the hobby, be involved in baseball itself, I like to pick out a guy. And yes, every year they always go down. Another year I got this guy, which of course went down, but I only spent about $30 on this. I shared this before. Fernando Tatis Jr. And the reason I got the 2019 Topps Archives, I got the purple edition, it's numbered, is because I bought an entire case of this back in 2019 when it was on blowout. And every year for Christmas, I buy a case of baseball cards to rip open. And that year I bought a case of these. And I didn't pull this card, but I thought a perfect Tatis Jr. rookie for that year was this. I bought this after everything crashed. I really didn't buy any of these ones you'll see right here before, during the boom or anything. And then I bought this one last year. Pete Alonso, Topps Heritage Chrome. This one definitely lost money. I think I paid $90 for this. This is the Chrome version, numbered. This is probably a $50 card now. Maybe the second you hit that home run, it probably went up back to where I paid. But just fun to have it, and I'll keep these ones forever. And it's not about that. But this one is pretty sick that I just picked up. It goes so good with my Topps Heritage. Goes so good with my Chrome. Now let me zoom back out like this so we can get a really good look at this awesome Elly De La Cruz Topps Heritage Chrome. And this is only my 3rd Topps Heritage card that I purchased this year, minus the MVP ones, which are cheap, but my 3rd Chrome Heritage, which I'll add to my binder. And this one struck my eye. I would love to display this next to the Pete Rose and the Johnny Bench or the Joe Morgan. It would be awesome to display this right next to them. This one's numbered. I probably overpaid. It was an auction. Paid $90, numbered out of 575. Will this go down? Probably. But it gives me another guy to root for. And I love the card itself. And I might as well just get one. I mean, it's just more fun now. I can actually root for the guy because, I don't really root for the guys until I have the cards in my collection. I'm not going to go down and buy a bunch of his cards. I'm not a huge believer in him. But he's fun to watch. And this card just, seriously, I thought I was going to buy 1 million of these Heritage this year because it's 75 Topps. But the shine on them was not very good when I got a black Betts. But this one does the trick. The shine is incredible. So I can pick up one more card from this year to put in my binder because I'd like to get 1 page of Chrome refractors from 24 Heritage. So, and this is my number 3. I have 2 Betts. I have the Sparkle, which is a cheap card, and then I have the black version. I'd like to get one more with the 2 colors like this, or the silvers I've seen of another player. So, just super stoked on that. And then the last card that I want to share with you guys is really special, in my opinion. Now, I have this Mike Trout I started collecting Mike Trouts I have it written on the back, my very first Mike Trout pickup right here. February 2nd, 2023. After the boom, after the bust, they just tanked. They were down like 60, 70%. This card I bought, I didn't mean to buy this card. I bought a Mickey Mantle 1961 Leaders card. Or no, it was a sideways, left-handed, I forgot what it said on the card, but I bought that card. It was dead centered. It was like a 3. I paid $25, but the guy accidentally shipped me this. Mike Trout. My very first one, he shipped it over, and I was like, hey, I got the wrong card. But I had this on my desk, sitting there, on in one of my cases, or in one of my displays, and I couldn't stop staring at it. I go, dude, that is an awesome card. And it's Mike Trout. And so I started looking at the prices, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start. I love it. So I told the guy, look, if you want to just call it a wash, I'll keep the card, and we're good to go. Now, I don't remember exactly if he wanted like $5 more, or if it was a complete straight up wash. I looked what I paid. It was $24. It's probably still worth around that, because then that's got me started on the Mike Trout train, and I started collecting them. I always wanted his cards, but they were just out of control. And then once the pandemic hit, it was nuts. And I wasn't collecting modern then. That got the modern train going, and I started to fall in love with them. So just this last week, I found the card I've been looking for, and it's a big one. I mean, it's not like $1 million card. It's not a $1,000 card. I paid $300 for this card, and it goes perfectly with the other one. And this is the Bowman Chrome, numbered to 50. Mike Trout, just a really special card for me. And let me get up close and personal with this. Look at this baby. It goes with my Bowman Chrome run. It goes with my Mike Trout collection. I love when a card can touch a whole bunch of different boxes. It goes with my gold refractor. I have been really focused on my Mike Trout, Pujols, all those ones. I'm really focused, and I have a few cards that I have for sale on eBay, or I'm going to sell. Not a lot, like 10 cards of rainbows that weren't numbered, things like that. I've focused on golds the whole time, but more than numbered to the year golds. So I haven't gotten crushed with the downward trajectory on Trout and all the other modern stuff. I stayed pretty picky and bought the cheaper stuff, but I am hunting down these crazy parallels now of the lower ones. I think it's a great time for me, and since I'm a Trout collector, regardless if they go up or go down, I spent $300 on this, numbered to 50 on the back. I'll do another video up close and personal of these in the future, but I was just so excited I want to share this with you guys. It's like my favorite. This could be my favorite Trout card because of the story of how it got me started. And these are the only two of this card I own. I don't own any other parallels of this card. I don't own any other copies. These are the only two. 2 golds, 1 regular Bowman gold, and the gold Chrome numbered to 50. Dude, I mean, I can't stop looking at this card. It's just a gem. Yeah, I really love how my collection is forming. I love buying a card like that. And like I said, it fits so many different aspects of my collection. That's where I'm headed. Everything's been really fun with this whole collecting thing over the last couple years. I've enjoyed it tremendously. I've been enjoying my modern cards as much as my vintage cards. And I'll go down these different rabbit holes and target, all of a sudden I'm in vintage all the way. And then I go hop back over here and have so many different things. As long as it fits in my binders, fits in my collection, I get so much pleasure out of it. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys. I had such a great time hanging out with Bruce and my wife at Disneyland, and I reached out to Caesar to see if we could ride together and carry a Mickey Mantle card with us, but he was working during that. It would have been awesome. But with that said, guys, keep collecting, be inspired, don't be influenced. Till next time, Shaka!